Welcome to another episode of the Bug Bite, hosted by your truly tech coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about some GitLab, GitHub bugs. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about a GitLab bug that lets attackers do some crazy, wild things. So we're going to get into that, but do me a favor before we go any further. If you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live, and check out www.techcoachralph.dev, where you can sign up for the Patreon, get access to exclusive content, as well as sign up for one-on-one coaching with me. So we are going to jump into this article. Let's get to it. All right, so this article is called Critical GitLab Bug Lets Attackers Run Pipelines as any user. This is crazy. All right, so let's see what's going on. A critical vulnerability is affecting, and this article is brought to us by Bleeping Computer, right? Bleeping Computer. So let's get to it. A critical vulnerability is affecting certain versions of GitLab Community and Enterprise Edition products, which could be exploited to run pipelines as any user. GitLab, a popular web-based open source software, project management, and work tracking platform, it has an estimated 1 million active licensed users. The security issue addressed in the last update is tracked as CVE 2024-5655 and has a severity score of 9.6 out of 10. Under certain circumstances, which the vendor did not define, an attacker could leverage it to trigger a pipeline as another user. So I would want to know what that circumstance is, but I'm also happy that they're not sharing it, because that could let people know how to actually hack the system and then cause a bunch of ruckus. All right. So it's actually better for them not to let people know, but people can find out now that they even know that it's possible. They're going to be searching for it, right? GitLab pipelines are a feature of the continuous integration, continuous deployment, CI/CD system that enables users to automatically run processes and tasks either in parallel or in sequence to build, test, or deploy code changes. The vulnerability impacts all GitLab Community Edition and Enterprise Edition versions from 15.8 through 16.11.4, 17.0.0 to 17.0.2, and 17.1.0 to 17.1.0. All right. So they said, we strongly recommend that all installations running a version affected by the issue described below are upgraded to the latest version as soon as possible. Always recommended to upgrade you shouldn't upgrade it right away, because sometimes there could be some bugs, but you want to stay close to the newer versions, because some people, they will have some companies, they'll have, and people as well, they'll have a version let's say we're at node 22, right? But they're still using node 8. Who knows? I don't even know how that works, right? You know what I mean? So make sure that we are upgrading and we're testing out efficiently so that we don't become a victim of a hack or something like that. All right. So let's keep going. The vendor, GitLab has addressed the vulnerability by releasing version 17.1.1, 17.0.3, 16.11.5, and recommended users to apply the updates as soon as possible. The vendor also informs that upgrading to the latest version comes with 2 breaking changes that the user should be aware of. Pipelines will no longer run automatically when a merge request is retargeted after its previous target branch is merged. Users must manually start the pipeline to execute CI for their changes. And the thing is, with what they're sharing, it kind of tells us where this vulnerability lies around, all right? CI job token is now disabled by default for GraphQL authentication starting from version 17. With this change, backported to version 17.0.3 and 16.11.5. To access the GraphQL API, users need to configure one of the supported token types for authentication, all right? So let's keep going. The latest GitLab update also introduces security fixes for 13 other issues, the severity of 3 of them being rated as high, CVSS v3.1, score 7.5 to 8.7. These 3 are summarized as follows. So CV 2024-4901, stored XSS vulnerability, allowing malicious commits notes from the imported project to inject scripts, potentially leading to unauthorized actions and data exposure. So that sounds very, very critical. You definitely want to make your upgrade for that. CVE 2024-4994, a CSRF vulnerability in the GraphQL API, allowing attackers to execute arbitrary GraphQL mutations by tricking authenticated users into making unwanted requests, potentially leading to data manipulation and unauthorized operations. And then lastly, CVE 2024-6323, authorization flaw in GitLab's global search feature, allowing attackers to view search results from private repositories within public projects, potentially leading to information leaks and unauthorized access to sensitive data, right? So those are the things that are being pretty much they didn't want to be specific, but this is kind of being specific about where these things lie. So if you are a GitLab user, highly recommended that you go and you do the necessary upgrades, because you do not want to fall victim to somebody running pipelines into your system, which is not going to be helpful to you. You should be able to control your own pipelines. Don't let anybody else do it, especially if they do not have access into your system, right? So good on GitLab for reporting this, getting this out, and letting us, move accordingly. We have to make sure that we're upgrading in a timely manner so that we are not affected by these vulnerabilities. All right. With that being said, let's go back to full screen. Thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully you found this helpful. Especially if you're a GitLab user, even if you're not a GitLab user, I'm happy. I hope you understand some of the vulnerabilities that happens when things are being stored in the cloud, when we're doing continuous deployment and continuous integration, continuous deployment, where you don't have to actually touch and trigger the code. It just happens. So if someone can actually trigger your code, then that can be very, very catastrophic. It can bring down your whole system, and we do not want that to happen. So hope that makes sense. If you have any questions whatsoever, please leave me a comment, and I will be sure to address you. With that being said, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button so you know every time we go live. Go over to www.techcoachralph.dev, sign up for the Patreon. It's not that much money. You get access to exclusive content, and I'm going to be starting doing office hours where you can join me during the office hour. You can ask me questions, whatever the case may be. We can go from there. And also, if you need one-on-one coaching, you can sign up for a tier there where you have different coaching tiers, and we can work together, give you some experience. We can run it up. We can win together. All right. That being said, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much for another episode of The Bug Bite. This is Tech Coach Ralph, and we are out.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.